When WotOpera arrives at a school, the first thing we do is find out how much the students know about the art form of opera. There are only 4 WotOpera rules. There is no such thing as a wrong answer and no such thing as a bad idea, that any adults in the room will be ignored, and that if you volunteer someone else, you volunteer yourself. These, and the guiding principle that there will be nothing disrespectful, are the only boundaries in place. Whatever the groups create within these parameters is up to them. The first activity we engage in with the students is the sculpture game. This game explores communication through gesture alone, and students quickly understand the power of using their bodies, eyes and faces as tools to express a state of mind and to tell a story. As a whole group, the students then come together and decide upon the characters and the plot of their opera. They brainstorm ideas such as settings, occupations, names, desires, dreams and journeys for their opera, and each one is decided democratically. All participants have a vote and a voice, and they decide the direction in which their opera will unfold. Once the characters and plot are decided, the group again brainstorms, this time to decide how and what the characters say to each other. This is how the script of their opera, its libretto, is begun. The whole group then splits into small teams and each works on the dialogue of a particular scene until the entire libretto is finished. On day 2, students begin to think about how their opera will be set to music. WotOpera participants do not need to be composers or singers. All that is required is for them to connect with the emotions of a scene or a character and be willing to translate those emotions into music. We call this emotional mapping. Students suggest emotions to the music director which relate to a character or a scene, and, when satisfied with the soundscape provided, the students sing every line. Once again, the students do this en masse and then in smaller groups. Any skills the students already have can be utilized in composing their scenes. Once the music is completed, the music director records the entire show, and each student is provided with a complete recording of their opera. On day 3, the first task is to cast the show. All students are encouraged to audition for the roles in their opera. Students can audition for each and every role, and as many times as they like. Each audition consists of a single line of the character, and each auditionee sings it. They then turn around so that they are not aware of who votes for who. Their peers then decide who they want in the role. This is done in the most respectful manner possible. The whole group then designs and paints their sets consisting of canvas flats. Again, these can represent anything the students want them to in relation to their opera. On day 4, the rehearsal process begins in earnest. Some blocking and choreography will have been thought out or practiced already, but everything comes together on this day. The students have learned their parts and begun memorizing their roles. Day 4 culminates in a dress rehearsal in front of an audience at their school. Each WotOpera group is then ready to head to the theatre where they have spent today, rehearsing and practicing their operas in order to have them ready to perform for you tonight in their world premieres.